I think with the face recognition systems, I'm sure that we can build, well, I know we can, but we can build an algorithm that can look day by day at the facial features to see degradation. Say, for instance, if say on the Sunday, the system takes your template of your face, then every day after it takes another template of the face and then compares the two. Now, if you're getting ill, things are going to happen. Your eyes are going to you're going to look thin. Your eyes are going to be black and deep underneath here, and so on. And that's recognizable. And so what you do is you lay the template of the day over the Sunday one, and then the Tuesday over the Sunday one, and so on. And you get a score or correlation to how different it is from that 7 days. And if that score is like 20% or something, that means that face is really not looking good compared to 7 days ago. Of course, this whole thing starts again, and that can flash up a warning as well. And that's quite useful because it's non-contact, and it can flag up that there's maybe a possible problem. And so there's a lot. And the other thing that I've merged, and I should have turned Alexa off because she's in the room. She's completely, the robots are completely connected to the Alexa ecosystem. So my robots can do anything that Alexas can do. So you can ask the robot to control the lights, and in this house, Alexa does everything. All the lights out. We've got a huge fountain. That fountain, all the fountain lights work. And heating, I can ask for a temperature and so on. We control all our tellies through the fire stick, so that I can ask for a film basically. But you can do it all via the robot because the robot is Alexa enabled.
Tony, you kind of answered the question because when we announced this talk, we did have a few questions on Twitter and LinkedIn where you're very active and popular. So let me bring up this question from Jen Barbosa, who is my great digital friend. Okay, he's an influencer and technology AI enthusiast himself. Let me read this question, Tony. You kind of answered it already, but I do need to voice it. What is the current state of robotics AI, not as a mean to be factory tools, but serving as companionship for our ever-increasing aging population, helping them cope with loneliness? You mentioned, Tony, dementia, medication. We kind of talk about this, but yes, what is the current state you mean, like as an industry, how close we are to really getting help from robots?
Right. There's no real industry at the moment at all. Absolutely nothing really at the moment that is, except the basics for my work, there's nothing really there that can be used and affordable. I mean, there's the PR2 in America, but that's something like $100,000. And from the work I've done is that at the Altair would cost about £10,000 to buy, and obviously there has to be a service contract with that.
Tony, I need to jump to the second question because we want to respect the audience out there, right? And the second question has more like social economic implications, and I would love to hear your thoughts on this because it sounds like this: as robots are becoming better at repetitive jobs, how could we repurpose our blue-collar workers? So this is about manufacturing, right? This is about the work that we hope where robots not gonna replace all of us, right? So are we ready to talk about dreaded AI tax? So yes, losing the taxes, and again, basically repurposing humans, right, with robots and automation. What are your thoughts about unemployment and that kind of social implications?
With the Industrial Revolution and especially when computers come along, everyone was fearing unemployment then, and it sort of didn't happen in those cases. In fact, employment increased because there was more skilled technicians and people needed. With robotics, it is slightly different. It could have a huge impact on workforce, and you're getting into actually a very possibly an ideal world that if this works properly, then there will be less working time for people, because the working week, instead of being 5 days, might become 3 days or 2 days, and so on, so that more humans, if you like, can do the jobs that are left. But there's no doubt about it. robotics is going to make a huge hit. I mean, just look at autonomous driving. Once that's cracked, lorry drivers, there won't be taxi drivers. I mean, all these people will be, will be redundant, if you like. I suspect people will always probably want a chauffeur or a human taxi driver, but once that's automated, and take us for instance like McDonald's. I mean, they've been trialing mechanical robotic beef burger flippers. I mean, so they are making McDonald's beef burgers in a robotic in kitchens. And other, so and again, if you consider that, and if that actually stopped work, can you imagine how many people would lose their job in the whole McDonald's globally? I mean, those people that make burgers for us all, I mean, we're talking about hundreds of thousands if you take the world, and if that became automated, that's a lot of people that are out of work. And so and it's also, I'm interested in hydroponics and using robotics hydroponically to produce our food. And that's another area, but I think that's a better area with farming, because farming doesn't have a huge workload at the moment anyway. It's just jobs like picking and things like that. And that can be automated really well. So I see very exciting with agriculture and robotics in the near future, because especially with, producing hydroponically, I could envisage a complete automated hydroponic food stations, and the robots just do everything. And that's capable now.